A pleasant good afternoon and welcome to Dahlonega and Bobstein Stadium at Lynn Cottrell Park for today's NCAA Division II baseball series opener between the Queens Royals and the 19th ranked Nighthawks of the University of North Georgia here on the Nighthawk Sports Network. Walker McCreary, Isaac Thomas sitting here in the broadcast booth at Bobstein Stadium, counting down toward first pitch of this three-game set, what is sure to be a good one in the fact, Isaac, that these two teams have never met before today. It'll be the first time, and it's a pretty good matchup.
Yeah, I would say so, and I think that's going to play a big key that they've never met coming into this game, too, because you haven't seen any of these pitchers before. And so a lot of this game's going to come down to plate discipline for both teams. The starter for the opponents, little trigger-happy, hit 3 batters, walked a few, so plate discipline's going to be a real big key for the Nighthawks coming in here tonight.
And Nick Charlson, the starting pitcher for Queens, he is 2-0 on the year. Coming into this game, we'll get to his stat line a little bit more in the bottom half of the first inning. On the flip side, Cade Heil for the Nighthawks, he has been pretty good as well, going 11 1/3 so far, even though his ERA might be a little bit elevated, Isaac. He's the Friday starter, and he's the Friday starter for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. The big thing is he's not letting them get free bases. He's making them make contact with the ball. He's not giving up walks or hits, and that's all you can really ask for in your Friday night starter.
Both teams coming into this one off of decent weekends leading up to this portion of the season. North Georgia 5-1, of course, coming in as number 19 team in the nation in the NCBWA for the first time this season. Queens 4-4, but in talking to Tom Cantrell, these guys can hit the baseball, and you look up and down their stats, they've got guys who can really hit the baseball.
Yeah, I mean, Nick Brassington especially, batting .474 already, 4 home runs. He's going to be a key spot in their lineup that they're going to have to shut down and maybe even pitch around if they want to limit the damage.
Time now to meet the starting lineups for both teams, brought to you by Northeast Georgia Health System, the official healthcare partner of UNG Athletics, starting with the Royals of Queens University of Charlotte under head coach Ross Steedley, his second season at the helm of the Royals. He will go with Riley Cheek to lead things off, followed by the right fielder Carter Foster. Stephen Ridge will bat third, followed by Nick Brassington, who we mentioned earlier. He's in that cleanup spot, and he hit some big bombs during the batting practice session for the Royals. Christian Maggio will bat fifth, followed by the designated hitter Garrett Evans. MJ Sasapan batting seventh, Nick Melton eighth, and Zach Weston will bat in the 9-hole for Queens. For the Nighthawks of North Georgia, it'll be Cruz Taylor leading things off, followed by Tim Conway and Nick Levensteins. Caleb Freeman will bat cleanup, the freshman of the week 2 weeks ago for the Peach Belt Conference, followed by Jorge Arispero, Will Hardigree, Jake Arnold, Conor Frost, and Riley Frost. Levensteins, the designated hitter in head coach Tom Cantrell's lineup, his 23rd season as head coach of the UNG baseball program, trying to get started with another home series, this right in the middle of a 14-game homestand for the Nighthawks. This will be Game 7 as we reach the halfway point of this homestand to open the season after the final pitch is thrown here tonight. We'll step aside, get ready for the national anthem. When we return, we'll have baseball action for you here in Dahlonega. Queens and North Georgia open up a 3-game set and meet for the first time in the history of the two programs. That's coming your way right after these messages on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Leadership is fueled by vision and passion. Leadership is service with empathy, creativity, and integrity. Leadership is seeking continuous improvement for yourself and your community. Since 1873, the University of North Georgia has prepared generations of civic, professional, and military leaders. Today, UNG is a leading regional university that serves students across 5 campuses and online, with educational pathways ranging from associate degrees to doctoral programs. And as one of only 6 senior military colleges in the nation, UNG holds designations as a state leadership institution and as the Military College of Georgia. UNG's national reputation and student profile are growing stronger each year. and we remain focused on student success and academic excellence at all levels. Across UNG, our incredible faculty and staff are scholars and mentors who inspire service, inquiry, and creativity. And resume-building experiences help each student fulfill their potential. We know the value of determination and teamwork in and out of the classroom, and this spirit pushes our students to excel on the field, serve our communities, and explore the world. When the day is done, the real measure of our success lies in who our graduates become. Outstanding leaders for a diverse and global society. The University of North Georgia.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want with NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
North Georgia basketball on the Nighthawks Sports Network is brought to you by the Smith House Country Store, Restaurant, and Hotel, the UNG Bookstore, Bryan Properties Commercial Real Estate, and Northeast Georgia Health System.
What do I do when my love is away? Does it worry you to be alone? How do I feel at the end of the day? Are you sad cause you're on your own? I can't find a little help from my friends. So I'm gonna try a little help from my friends.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. From now on, we're not going to leave anything on our plates because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there, and they never tasted this good.
Back with you here in Dahlonega. About time for first pitch between Queens and North Georgia here on the Nighthawks Sports Network. Walker McCrary, Isaac Thomas. North Georgia about to take the field for the top half of the first inning. However you're joining us here on NSN, we're glad that you have. The defensive alignment for the Nighthawks will look like this. Areese Burrow in left, Cruz Taylor in center, Tim Conway in right. Will Hardigree and Jake Arnold will man the corners with Riley and Conor Frost up the middle. Caleb Freeman behind the plate will complete the battery for Cade Heil. 1-1 on the year, Isaac, and he's done a pretty good job on Fridays.
He has, but one thing to watch is his team's got 4 errors behind him so far this season, and with his kind of contact pitching, those errors can't happen this game if they want to have a shot.
The rest of the stat line for Cade looks like this. He's 1-1 with a 3.97 ERA, 11 1/3 innings of work in these first 2 Friday starts. 5 earned runs off 13 hits, 8 strikeouts, 3 walks, batters 283 against him. The senior from Sewanee and North Gwinnett High School getting his final warm-up tosses as we get ready to get started. North Georgia in the blue uniforms with the pinstripe pants and the black hats at Cade's direction. Queens will be in the navy uniforms with their road gray pants. Sunny skies, but very windy. Gusts up to 20 miles an hour forecasted from now until what we hope is the final pitch, about 7 o'clock. It's coming in from right center field. But in all, a very beautiful day for baseball here in the North Georgia mountains. Isaac will give play-by-play from innings 4, 5, and 6. He'll provide color of the other innings. We'll flip-flop responsibilities for those innings as well. Happy to have him in the booth with me today. And we get set for first pitch to come here as Riley Cheek stands in for the Royals. A very potent lineup, Isaac, that Queens can put out there on any given day.
Yeah, most definitely. They're going to have people come up that can hit, and it's all about control, making them hit where you want them to hit it.
Cheek will stand in, the redshirt junior from Shelby, North Carolina, and a transfer from Charlotte. First pitch misses on the inside at 3:59 p.m. And we are underway. This one chopped into the shift. The second baseman, Conor Frost, over to Jake Arnold in time for out number one. That's that contact pitching you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. And the defense was set up perfectly in that shift. There's only been 5 or 6 games so far for both teams, but it looks like the scouting reports are pretty good so far.
Carter Foster, will now step in. Redshirt senior from Gadkinville, North Carolina. Another transfer from Charlotte. Just inside the same city limits. First pitch on the outside corner, strike one. A lot of Division I transfers into this Queens program. One of the better teams out of the SAC. The 0-1 popped up on the right side. It's away from the shift, but Tim Conway, with plenty of time to run in, makes the catch for out number two.
I think that sun might have been getting the Conway a little bit there. He started out a little slow. Maybe he needs a little bit more stretching in before the second inning.
It's a little bit cold there, too. I'm sure that's a big part in trying to keep the muscles warm, especially in the pregame when you're running around and then waiting on your starting pitcher to finish warming up, standing there waiting to get going. So here's Stephen Ridge. First pitch from Heil on the outside corner, strike one. Ridge, a redshirt junior from Charlotte, North Carolina, and a transfer from Brunswick Community College. So he's been in the area, at least in the state anyway. The 0-1 misses below the knees.
And in this righty-lefty matchup, we notice that Hale is really starting out on the lefty side of the mound on the rubber, and that's going to be hard for this lefty to see the ball coming in from that side of the mound.
Heil missed outside. It's 2-1. Out of his windup, delivers. Bunt attempt was pulled back just in time as it missed low and away, and the count's 3-1 to the lefty. Ridge only hitting $167 at this point of the season. The 3-1. Chop to the right side. Arnold's going to field. Heil covering first. And a 1-2-3 inning put away by the Nighthawks. We head to the bottom half of the first. Queens 0, Nighthawks coming to bat here on the Nighthawks Sports Network.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself. The rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Someone here at Circus Burger has been talking to the press, telling them that chicken is better than burgers. And I want to know who it is. Is it you, Bill?
No, sir.
Diane?
Wasn't me.
I know it wasn't Steve. He just started. You're doing a great job here, Steve.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not big on pointing fingers, but it was definitely Bill.
Whoa, it could literally be any one of us.
Somebody did it, and I'm going to find out who.
What is going on here?
Bottom half of the first inning coming up. North Georgia will come to the plate. The defensive alignment for the Royals. Nick Brassington in left. Stephen Ridge in center. Carter Foster out in right. Zach Weston and Riley Cheek man the corners, while Nick Melton and MJ Sassapan are up the middle. Christian Maggio behind the plate. Isaac for Nick Charlson, who has pitched really well in his opening to the 2022 season.
Yeah, he's going to be a hard pitcher for the Nighthawks to get the bat on the ball with. So far, he comes in 2-0 with a .84 ERA in 4 appearances. You can't really ask for much more than that, even from a Friday night starter. The only issue he has is control sometimes. Already hit 3 batters in his 4 appearances and walked 5, and so that's going to be something the Nighthawks need to try to take advantage of.
All 4 of his appearances so far this year have come out of the bullpen. That's going to be interesting to see his first start of the season. Charleston, a redshirt senior from Laurinburg, North Carolina. That is home to St. Andrews University, but he started off his collegiate career at Southeastern Community College in Whiteville. So went away from home, coming back closer to home, I should say. Laurinburg not too far outside of Charlotte. Cruz Taylor will lead things off for the Nighthawks. The senior from Lawrenceville, preseason All-American, and knows how to put bat to ball, Isaac.
He does, batting over 400 so far. He's going to be key to getting the inning started here for the Nighthawks. Try to get a pitch count up for this guy coming out of the bullpen for most of the season. Hopefully he doesn't get out of the inning in only nine pitches like Heel did.
The first pitch to Cruz is lined back up the middle. That's down for a base hit, so not getting the pitch count up, but getting the first base runner of the game.
I guess that works. Not exactly what we were thinking, but I'm not complaining about a single up the middle. So
Conway, redshirt junior from Decatur, will step in as they look down to Tom Cantrell in the third base coach's box to give the signals. Conway leading the team, .409 batting average in 6 appearances. The only reason that Jack Davis isn't higher is because he does not have enough ABs to qualify as the top hitter on the team. First pitch to Conway, a breaking ball missed inside, 1-0.
I can see now why he's 2-0, because that breaking ball, even though it didn't find the zone, it had a nice little zap to it.
Interesting that Coach Steedley going with a pitcher who's primarily come out of the bullpen to start in today's contest against the 19th-ranked Nighthawks. Conway cuts and misses, 1-1. You say he's got a little zip on the breaking ball, has a little bit of mustard behind that fastball.
Yeah, he does. I'm definitely glad that I'm back here and that down in that box.
Ball and a strike to the redshirt junior, Tim Conway. Out of the stretch. A pickoff attempt goes past the first baseman, Taylor. Taylor will make a round around second. He'll try and stretch it to third. Throw coming from the right fielder. That's Carter. It's not going to be in time as it's a 2-base error on the pitcher. And the Nighthawks in business.
Well, UNG so far is getting things done without driving the pitch count up, so I guess you can just throw that out the window right there. Maybe that's not necessarily something they needed to do coming into this game.
Outstanding base running from Cruz Taylor. He leads the Nighthawks in stolen bases so far this year. Tied for the lead with Tim Conway, 3 of those, and showed off the wheels in moving all the way around from first to third on the air. A ball and a strike to Conway. Out of the stretch. Breaking ball. That one found the inside corner. 1-2.
I was surprised to see such a nice pickoff move from a reliever, but then once the ball left his hand, it kind of reminded me that he was, in fact, a reliever.
You don't see, even in the majors, relievers try and pick off often. Trying to check on Cruz. The 1-2 swung on and missed by Conway. One away now for the designated hitter, Nick Levensteins, another preseason All-American on this North Georgia lineup. Led the team in home runs last year and already starting the season with a good number.
Yeah, 3 already, and I'm not saying that I don't want to see a home run, but if the dude at third scores, I don't really care what he does here.
Junior from Arvada, Colorado, hitting .333 on the year. First pitch to Levy, a swung on and missed. Or maybe foul-tipped. Couldn't tell there as the catcher, Maggio, checked on our home plate umpire. It's no balls and a strike regardless. Chilly day here in Dahlonega. Fans still filing into this 4 p.m. first pitch, the 0-1. Levy fouls that one off of the face mask of our home plate umpire, who's taking a beating this at-bat.
Yeah, I don't think Livingston's going to get any generous calls from the home plate umpire the rest of this game.
He'll walk around and shake the cobwebs. Levensteins, 22 home runs a year ago. Got to bat out of the 4 and 5 holes last year as Andres Perez was in that 3 hole. Of course, Andres graduating after exhausting his eligibility last year. Got to see him last weekend standing down the first base line on Saturday. He's still a very tall individual. That has not changed. No balls and 2 strikes as Levenstein sees a shifted infield to the first base side. Inside, 1-2. Play in the pull, Isaac.
Yeah, most definitely. And that shows what kind of pitcher this is, too. He's pitching to the pull, too, pitching inside, really making it difficult for him to take it the other way.
Taylor takes a lead off third. Still working out of the stretch is Charleston. The pitch. Levy fouls this one off, but got every bit of it. Bounces through the fence and onto Barlow Road. Still 1-2.
And luckily I parked down the third baseline because that one's up there with some cars.
Shortstop Melton plays just a couple of steps on the left field side of second. A ball and 2 strikes. The pitch. Swung on and missed. No, it's fouled. Saw the ball drop, but Levensteins seemed to have known that it got tipped. I didn't hear it through the microphones.
And that has got to be the most aggravating thing as a pitcher 3 times now where he has barely gotten bat the ball.
Again, the 1-2 to Levy. Missed outside there, and you could kind of tell that pitch might have gone outside because the infield started to shift a little bit back toward normal position.
Yeah, I think they were getting a little bit worried there with what was going on with that backdoor breaking ball.
Wind picking up in from right center. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The straight left leg from Charleston. Now the pitch. Got the outside corner, and Levy down on strikes. Got the breaking ball in that outside corner.
He did, and I think if Levenstein hadn't hit 2 foul balls off the home plate umpire, he might have gotten another generous ball call there.
So that brings up Caleb Freeman, the freshman who hails from Flowery Branch behind home plate. Wasn't the opening day starter behind home plate. He was the opening day designated hitter, but has since earned the starting catching role. And the bat to show for it as well as he sees a first pitch come, and it's grounded to the right side. The first baseman, Cheek, will field it and flip to Charleston. And the Royals get out of the inning regardless of the error. We'll talk more about that when we come back at the top of the second. It's scoreless here on the Nighthawks Sports Network.
Bandit 3, this is Fox 2-3. Can you see that contact to our front? Bandit Fox 2-3, out. Mark him with tracer fire.
There are those who choose a different path in life. A path of selflessness, of service, a path that leads to freedom. Do you have what it takes? Find out at goarmy.com/warriors.
The UNG Bookstore is the one-stop shop where students can get anything they need for the classroom and fans can find everything they need to support the Nighthawks, from shirts and jackets to car decals and tailgating chairs. Gear up at the Nighthawks desk with officially licensed UNG merchandise. Be sure to shop in store to find the item of the week. Visit our stores in Dahlonega, Gainesville, Oconee, and Cumming, or check us out online at ungbookstore.com. The UNG Bookstore is a proud sponsor of North Georgia Athletics.
Nighthawks get a runner aboard and move him over to third on the error with no outs, but can't bring him home in those last 3 batters, Isaac, and that's really due to the great pitching there from Charleston.
It was, but that's also just heartbreaking as a UNG fan because there's a lot of different ways you can play small ball to try to get that runner over one base. But props to Charleston because he pitched a phenomenal inning after that error.
13 pitches in that first inning, kind of matching Cade Heil's first inning where he threw just 9 pitches. And you talked about it in pregame, Isaac. You've never seen these pitchers. It's the first time in program history that these two teams have met, and you don't really have any crossover with any transfers from the Peach Belt Conference or the SAC on either side. So it's really brand new to everybody, not just the players, but also the coaching staffs.
Right, and that curveball for Charleston, I mean, they kind of knew, or the breaking ball, pardon me, they kind of knew what it looked like from film, but you never really know how good it is until you're up in the box against it right there.
4, 5, and 6 due up for the Royals here in the second as Cade Heil throws a first pitch strike to Nick Brassington, the leading hitter for the Royals. That cleanup spot we mentioned in pregame, hitting .474. And he has a half-hearted swing at that slider away, 0-2.
Also has 4 home runs coming in, so he's going to be swinging for the fences no matter what, and that's going to be something that you can take advantage of and fool him, like right there.
The 0-2, high and tight. A little sweet chin music there, 1-2.
You wonder if that wasn't to set something up outside here.
Heil out of the windup, swing and a miss. Heil with his first punch out of the day, and 1 away. That'll bring up Christian Maggio, the catcher. Graduate student from Myrtle Beach and a transfer from Charleston Southern. A few Charleston Southern transfers on this Queens team. Former Buccaneer. Lifted to left. Arisborough catches the slicing ball, and it's 2 away.
Hit right into the part of left field where there's a little bit of shadow, a little bit of sun. So that slice is sometimes hard to judge when it's going back and forth, but great job there.
So with 2 away now, Garrett Evans, the designated hitter, a redshirt sophomore from Apopka, Florida, and Eastern Florida State College. Chopped to third, but it'll be foul. Hardigree backhands it on the wrong side of the line.
The one thing to get used to when it comes to this turf field compared to a normal dirt field is those infield ground balls. You don't really get that dirt splash up.
No, you get some rubber instead. The 0-1 just missed away. Ball and a strike.
I guess that's just something I'll have to get used to as the game goes on.
300 on the year for Evans. A double, a home run, 4 ribs. He's drawn 3 walks and been hit once. That one sent high in the air, and we'll sail out of play foul, 1-2.
And Evans coming in as the DH tonight, so he gets to go enjoy a seat as soon as he's done with this at-bat. Something that I'm not sure how difficult it is, but I'm sure in between innings it's nice to go have a nice little relax, maybe sit back, eat a hot dog.
The 1-2 pitch. Got the inside corner, strike 3. Heil gets him looking. 1-2-3 go the Royals in the second. We head to the bottom half. Still scoreless here in Dahlonega on the Nighthawks Sports Network.
The human body is like any high-performance machine. As the miles add up, parts wear out. That's where pain begins. And here's where it ends. Where top orthopedic surgeons use breakthrough techniques to reduce recovery times and relieve pain for good. Feel like new again for miles to come at the region's only dedicated joint care center, Northeast Georgia Medical Center.
The University of North Georgia will host the 2022 NCAA Division II Women's Golf National Championship May 8th through the 14th at Chattahoochee Golf Club in nearby Gainesville. For more information on the tournament or to volunteer, visit ungathletics.com. Hopefully not the only NCAA tournament that North Georgia will get to host is get closer to basketball regionals queuing up in the Nighthawk women's basketball team, currently atop the region rankings after a big win over Young Harris on Wednesday.
Looking really good so far this year, led by Julianne Sutton, who just broke the 2,000-point mark and the 1,000 rebound mark. 2 milestones that we may not see broken again for some time here at UNG.
Yeah, it's been since Maury Lefebvre that a North Georgia player has been a 2,000, 1,000 honoree. It's the first NCAA era women's basketball player to go 2,000, 1,000. Jorge Arisborough will lead things off for the Nighthawks, a freshman from Lawrenceville. And the everyday left fielder for the Nighthawks. He will watch a first pitch strike at the upper corner, 0-1.
Nice pitch right there on the corner, got him watching. I think that was going to happen no matter what the pitch was, just kind of get a feel for this new pitcher that he hasn't seen before.
It had some heat behind it as it went right over the middle, 0-2. If he can keep his pitch count down, Charleston can stay in the game for a while. It goes to your point from the first inning as Haris Barreau swings and misses at the breaking ball, and that's one away.
Really hard right there, as fast as he's throwing. Just watch 2 fastballs and then that breaking ball off the plate. I don't know how you're supposed to lay off on that one.
So here comes Will Hardigree, senior from Auburn and a transfer from USC Upstate. Hitting 200 on the year so far, right at the Mendoza line. Watches a first pitch strike.
That breaking ball was going to hit him, and then it broke back into the strike zone.
No balls, a strike. The pitch, another breaking ball. That's over the plate. Nothing in 2. Charleston just pounding the strike zone.
Not showing Hardigree the fastball here, though, like he has been most batters.
The 0-2, another breaking ball that Hardigree sends foul over Coleman Fieldhouse. It bounces just shy of it. Still nothing in 2. Charleston out of his windup. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Another breaking ball fouled off the handle as Hardigree stays alive.
4 pitches and not a single fastball to Hardigree. I think that's showing a little bit of respect to how fast he can get that bat around.
Started the year at second base, has moved over to third as of late. The 0-2 misses high. Ball and 2 strikes.
The fans on the first base dugout side giving a little bit of cheer for the UNG Nighthawks here coming in.
The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Again, just breaking balls galore as it's the 4th strikeout of the day for Charleston, and Jake Arnold will step in.
Only fastball he got there was about a foot over his head, so he definitely was not going to be getting anything with speed inside the zone.
320 for the senior out of Peachtree City and Stars Mill High School. He's got a home run that came on opening day. Hit it off of the new retaining wall in left center field. Ball 1.
For someone hitting in the 7 hole, he's got a decent average coming into today, batting .320 so far throughout the season.
1-0 swung on and missed. A ball and a strike. 320 down the lines, 365 in the alleys, 390 to the flagpoles in center. Ball and a strike. Breaking ball misses inside. 2-1 the count. That misses high. 3-1 as Charleston losing the strike zone a little bit after pounding it the first 2 batters.
Yeah, now you begin to wonder, Walker, if he's not throwing that fastball because he can't locate it. Only 2 of them these past 2 at-bats, and both of them are way above the strike zone.
The 3-1, that's a fastball drilled into left field through the gap. It's a 2-out single for Jake Arnold.
Hopefully they can work some 2-out magic here. Last time that runner got on first, he got to third based off some errors. Maybe won't get that lucky this time, so might have to work for it this time.
So Conor Frost will stand in, the second baseman, redshirt sophomore from Roswell, an East Georgia State transfer. Conor at .294 on the year. A double and 4 ribs. First pitch, a fastball. That's right at the belt.
Maybe I spoke too soon on the loss of control on the fastball.
Hangs that right arm down, Craig Kimbrell style. Now comes set in the stretch. Arnold is lead off first. The 0-1. That was just at the letters, in for a strike, nothing in 2. I think he likes the fastball out of the stretch.
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. The breaking ball, though, that's definitely his wind-up pitch.
No balls and 2 strikes. Frost Standing in righty-righty. Checked swing, foul ball into the netting.
It's always something interesting to watch with pitchers is their go-to pitch based off of if they're in the stretch or in the windup, because it always seems to fluctuate depending on that.
0-2 the count as Conor trying to keep the inning going here in the bottom of the second. Checked swing. Did he hold back? Yes, he did, as the ball was low and away. 1-2. Excellent pitch there from the redshirt senior righty.
Great job watching it, too. That's got to be a tough pitch to watch starting out in the zone. So really good plate discipline like we talked about at the beginning of the game.
Ball and 2 strikes. The pitch missed high. 2-2 the count. Nighthawks trying to strike first in this opening game of a 3-game set. Deep breath in the pitch. Got the inside corner, strike 3, and Charleston strikes out the side, leaves one stranded in the second. We head to the third. Queens nothing, North Georgia nothing here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself. The rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
The human body is like any high-performance machine. As the miles add up, parts wear out. That's where pain begins. And here's where it ends. Where top orthopedic surgeons use breakthrough techniques to reduce recovery times and relieve pain for good. Feel like new again for miles to come at the region's only dedicated joint care center, Northeast Georgia Medical Center.
Cade Heil back out to work this third inning here in Dahlonega. No score between the Royals and the Nighthawks, as it'll be the 7, 8, 9 hitters due up for Queens here in the third, starting with MJ Sassapan, another Charleston Southern graduate transfer. Sassapan from nearby Marietta, that's what he calls his hometown, switch hitter, first one that we've seen in this Queens lineup, and only got a couple more on the roster, and one didn't make the trip.
Charleston Southern can't be too happy with this team because they've taken some really good hitters from them.
First pitch strike, 0-1. Sassapan hasn't hit it well to start the season, 2 of 18. Has drawn a couple of walks. Fouled away, 0-2. When he gets on base, though, it seems like he scores. He's been on base 5 times and scored 3 of them.
Pretty impressive numbers. Now they just got to get on base more than 5 times.
The 0-2, well outside. Almost like a pitch out, trying to get him to chase, and Freeman stretches out to get there.
That right there, you can cue the good old just a bit outside.
The 1-2 pitch. Grounded to the right side. Conor Frost is there, has time, throws to Arnold in time for out number 1. Brings up the shortstop, Nick Melton.
Now batting number 28, Nick Melton.
One of the few Royals in this lineup on Friday to have had their last school be a high school. Redshirt junior from Shelby, North Carolina, and Crest High School. Tries to lay down the bunt and bunts it back into Caleb Freeman, foul.
Looks like he might have been trying to beat the shift there and get that one down the first baseline, as Not really anybody near that first base bag. If he could get a good bunt down, he's got an easy hit.
Nick Brassington also straight out of high school, as that's in for a strike, 0-2. But those two, Brassington and Melton, the only true high schoolers, or at least last high schoolers. As Heil strikes out Melton, that brings up Zach Weston.
Heil's been very efficient so far today. Only 25 pitches now through 2 2/3. That's the kind of pace that you want him to keep up if he wants to get far into this game.
The third baseman, the third transfer from UNC Charlotte in the starting lineup for the Royals. Its first pitch is fouled away. Redshirt sophomore stayed at home and then just moved across the city limits.
Sounds pretty convenient to me.
Charlotte's a great town to live in. The 0-1 is fouled away. There's a lot to do up there. Never lived there, but been there multiple times, and it's a nice city.
Very pretty city, that is most definite. Nice AAA ball club from the White Sox down there in Charlotte, too,
Yep.
so I'm sure he's got a few games in.
No balls and 2 strikes. Heil delivers. Missed low and away. Tried to get him to chase that ball. It's a tough pitch to lay off of, like Charleston's been throwing. The 1-2. Missed outside.
I will say he is starting to get on my bad side. 2 foul balls now over behind the third base dugout over near my car. I'd like him to keep it away from that one.
Checked swing. Did he go around? No ask to an umpire, as everybody in the field thought it was strike 3 either way. But a full count pitch coming. The wind and the delivery. Lined into right field. That's down for a base hit.
And that's where we say the shift giveth and the shift taketh away. Got the easy out in the first inning via shift, and that time he just beat it, taking it the other way.
So after a 2-out single, back to the top half of the lineup, and Riley Cheek.
Number 3, Riley Cheek.
Cheek a ground out to second his first time up, but it was right to where Conor Frost is standing right now. First pitch to Cheek is in for a strike, 0-1. First base runner of the day for the Royals.
Ruins the no-hit bid.
It was Weston's 4th hit of the year. He improves his batting average 50 points with that hit, from 200 to 250. Heil throws back behind Weston, keeping him close. He's not attempted a stolen base this year. Queens 8 of 14 on stolen base attempts.
Staying pretty close to the bag right now. I wouldn't expect him to steal his first here.
Pickoff move. A little bit more of a legit pickoff attempt. Back safely. North Georgia's cut down 1 of 5 stolen base attempts this season. The 0-1's in the dirt. Freeman keeps it in front. Ball and a strike.
Nice job getting down and blocking that one, keeping him from getting that easy base over to second.
One and one, another pickoff attempt. This one thrown to the wrong side of the bag. One and one. Heil, deep breath, and delivers. Missed low and away.
A little bit of gust of wind coming in is see if that has any effect on the pitching. Definitely has an effect on some of the papers up here in the booth.
Sun beginning to set in right center field. The 2-1. Just missed. 3 and 1.
Hitters count right here. Probably going to see him swinging here. Really, really worried if you're a home fan when you get to that 3-1 count.
Weston takes his lead off first. 3 balls and a strike, another pickoff attempt. Allows Heil to reset. The pitch is low and away, and now 2 aboard. And after the 2-out single, a walk drawn, and Carter Foster will step in.
Now batting number 33, Carter Foster.
Heil was so efficient for those first 2 2/3 of an inning. Starting to get his pitch count up a little bit here, these last 2 batters. Hopefully he can just go ahead and get this long 3rd inning over with.
Foster flew out his first time to the plate. Chopped to the left side. Riley Frost gets the ground ball, and Foster beat out the long throw. It'll be an infield hit. And the bases are now loaded for Stephen Ridge.
Sometimes it helps to hit it soft instead of hard, and right there it definitely did.
That'll bring Tom Cantrell out to have a word with Cade, try and settle him down. First mound visit of the day for Coach Cantrell. Of course, get 4 coaching visits. And a couple of catcher mound visits as well over the course of a game. And so now Stephen Ridge with the bases loaded. Not a position that the Nighthawks wanted to be in with 2 outs in the 3rd in a tie ball game.
Well, now you have to deal with that righty-lefty matchup, which is normally not a split that you want to have to deal with.
First pitch to Ridge is outside, ball 1.
And the last thing you want to do is gift them a run here and allow him to take a walk or a hit by pitch. So really needs to work on finding his zone here.
Pickoff attempt behind to second base, and he got him. A 1-6 and a little bit of a fist pump from Cade Heil ends the inning with the pickoff. We're scoreless and head to the bottom of the 3rd here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself. The rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Someone here at Circus Burger has been talking to the press, telling them that chicken is better than burgers. And I want to know who it is. Is it you, Bill?
No, sir.
Diane?
Wasn't me.
I know it wasn't Steve. He just started. You're doing a great job here, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm not big on pointing fingers, but it was definitely Bill.
Whoa, it could literally be any one of us.
Somebody did it, and I'm going to find out who.
What is going on here?
To the bottom half of the 3rd we go. No score between Queens and North Georgia, and a huge pickoff there to end the inning for Cade Heil to get out of the jam.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Why face the batter when you can just get one of the runners out? Make it easy. Great job. Great communication there, too. You could tell it was signaled in. The shortstop was making that hard sprint to the bag before he even started to move.
And fresh off of getting the put out, Riley Frost will step up here in a moment as the 9-1-2 hitters are due up for North Georgia in this 3rd inning.
33 pitches so far for Charleston, but if you look, that seems like they were trying to stretch him out into a starter his last 2 starts, getting over 50 pitches both of those appearances, so he definitely can eat some innings.
Nobody out in the Royal bullpen, as they had a couple of players out there taking some equipment, but Going back now to the third base dugout. First pitch to Riley Frost is a breaking ball in for a strike, 0-1.
When you can still throw that breaking ball like that, I'm not sure there's any reason to send somebody out to the bullpen.
1 for 12 to open the collegiate career for Riley. He fouls this one straight back, 0-2.
How about starting his collegiate career out 2 for 13 here?
Be nice. Deep breath, and he steps back in. The offering sent high in the air, foul over the grandstands.
Good contact on the fastball and then good contact on the breaking ball right there. Maybe he's starting to time him up this at-bat.
11th ranked men's tennis team falling to top-ranked Columbus State today, 4-0. Over at the ITA Indoor National Championships as Frost watches strike 3 on the outside corner to flip the top to Cruz Taylor.
Froze him up right there. Didn't really know what to do with that inside pitch. Beautiful pitch. 6th strikeout of the day so far for Charleston.
So Cruz has only seen one pitch today, and he drilled it right back up the middle. See what he does this time. Charleston takes a little bit off the breaking ball, and it goes in for a strike, 0-1.
Only player for the Nighthawks so far to reach scoring position, thanks to a lot of help, of course, from an error by Charleston.
This one to the left side. That's going to get through the 6th hole for a base hit. So 2 for 2 as Cruz goes to the opposite field there, Isaac.
That was a pretty piece of hitting. He sat there and waited on that one. Sent it into the hole, and not more than you can ask right there. Could have pulled that pitch, but he stayed disciplined, waited on it, and hit it where they weren't.
Just past the outstretched glove of Zach Weston, who is the only player on the third base side of second, and now Tim Conway will step in. He struck out back in the first inning. I don't know that we'll see a pickoff move here from Charleston, but I've been proven wrong before. Look at that. Cruz just barely back in safely.
Almost got him. Good pickoff move as long as he's accurate with the throw.
Cruz gets a hefty lead off of first. Trying to get into the mind of the redshirt senior. First pitch to Conway is high. And Taylor nearly a third of the way to second base on his secondary.
Yeah, he's saying, I dare you to try to pick me off again because last time I ended on the other side of the diamond.
Mentioned earlier, one of the speedier players on this North Georgia team. Pickoff attempt again. It bounces to first. Otherwise, Cruz might have been out as he was a little bit caught in no man's land.
After the successful pickoff move in the top of the inning, I think Charleston's come out here in the bottom half of the inning thinking anything you can do, I can do better, as he's very aggressive on those pickoff moves.
The 1-0. Misses high. A pickoff attempt from the catcher, Maggio, is late. 2-0. No runs off 3 hits so far for North Georgia. Queens no runs off 2 hits and a Nighthawk error. Both teams with a pair left on base. As we near the 33.3% mark of this game. 2-0, misses high. It's 3-0 to Conway.
Makes you wonder if Cruz is starting to get in his head over there on first base.
Let's see what Tim has here. Does he have the green light or does he told to keep the bat on his shoulder? Fans starting to get into it a little bit. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Fastball right up the middle, strike one, as Conway thought it was a little high. He'll make his way back to the first base, or to the right-handed batter's box. He was trying to go to first base. That's what I was trying to say.
You got there eventually.
It takes a minute sometimes.
We're still in the third inning. Still getting warmed up here in the booth as well.
3 balls and a strike. The pitch. Breaking ball. Caught the inside corner. 3-2. It's a nasty breaking ball.
And something that he hasn't thrown in a few pitches. Kind of threw me off guard there. I forgot that he had it, but man, did he remind me.
Nearly the entire center and left field behind shaded now. Payoff pitch to Conway, runner moving. Conway fouls it off into the netting as the hit and run was on. So Cruz will take a stroll back to first base, and we'll do it again.
Aggressive call there for the hit and run. Really like the small ball, though, trying to get a run any way you can get it, because this definitely seems like it's going to be a pitcher's matchup throughout the game.
Pitch number 46 coming for Charleston. The offering, again the hit and run on. Swung on and missed by Conway. The throw well off line. Cruz into second. And are they going to call interference on Conway? They are going to call interference, forcing Cruz back to first as Conway came over the plate. So Cruz back to first base and Nick Levensteins to the plate.
That's a shame, too, because I think Cruz was going to beat it out whether there was interference or not, or whether he got a good throw or not.
So Levenstein stands in with a 2 away. Queens fans in the bleachers say that the runner should be out, but that's a new rule in Division II this year, that you don't punish the runner for something the batter did. First pitch, or first attempt of a pick off this at bat. That's translated down to the softball field as well. Whenever one of the slap hitters steps out of the box and makes contact or something to that nature. First pitch to Levy is foul, or is hit high in the air to the right side, and it will get foul. 0-1.
Well, and that's a rule that I think every base runner is glad to see, because nothing can be more aggravating as a base runner than getting punished when you did absolutely nothing.
Speaking of softball, the Nighthawks heading to Lander this weekend to take on UNC Beaufort and Shawan twice in the Bearcat round robin. It's in for a strike, 0-2. Well, Georgia moved up to number 3 in the nation. So the Nighthawk athletic department currently with 8 teams in the top 25 of their association. The 0-2. Ripped foul.
Well, and of those 8 teams that you just mentioned, to my knowledge, at least 3 of them will be playing tomorrow for the Nighthawks, as you have the UNG women's basketball Saturday. I don't believe where they'll be traveling to. Can't seem to get that back in my head. You have, of course, the baseball team here again tomorrow, and then the softball team, as you just mentioned.
The 0-2 to Levensteins is fouled straight back. The men's tennis team will be in action again tomorrow against either St. Leo or UND. I think it's 8 teams. I'm trying to count now. Men's and women's tennis, men's golf, women's basketball, baseball, softball, rifle. The 0-2 to Levensteins is inside, and Cruz steals the base easily. May just be 7.
Well, better to over-exaggerate than under-exaggerate. All that matters is it is definitely a great day to be a UNG Nighthawk.
It's still over 50% ranked in the top 25, whether it's 7 or 8 of the 13 programs. A ball and 2 strikes to Levensteins. Runner on second base now. Cruz stole it. Levensteins cuts and misses. and that retires the side. We head to the fourth inning here in Dahlonega. It's North Georgia 0, Queens 0 on the Nighthawks Sports Network.
Bandit 3, this is Fox 2-3. Can you see that contact to our front? Man, it's Fox 2-3, out. Mark them with tracer fire.
There are those who choose a different path in life. A path of selflessness, of service. A path that leads to freedom. Do you have what it takes? Find out at goarmy.com/warriors.
The UNG Bookstore is the one-stop shop where students can get anything they need for the classroom and fans can find everything they need to support the Nighthawks, from shirts and jackets to car decals and tailgating chairs. Gear up at the Nighthawks desk with officially licensed UNG merchandise. Be sure to shop in store to find the item of the week. Visit our stores in Dahlonega, Gainesville, Oconee, and Cumming, or check us out online at ungbookstore.com. The UNG Bookstore is a proud sponsor of North Georgia Athletics.
Back with you here in Dahlonega. No score between the Royals and the Nighthawks as we head to the fourth. And as we do that, we hand over the microphone to Isaac Thomas.
All right, so leading off here for, I keep saying Charleston so much, I want to call him Charleston, but I know it's not Charleston. Here for Queens, leading off is going to be Stephen Ridge. He got in the batter's box last inning, but didn't get to put the bat on the ball as a great pickoff move by Heil to second base, cleared the inning. And so here come up with a clean slate to start this inning, top of the fourth.
Interesting to see what Cade can do here. He mowed through this part of the lineup. Well, he really mowed through the first 8 the first time through the lineup. Let's see if he can continue the momentum that he had in the first 2 innings, or the first 2 2.2 try and get back on the right side.
Well, like any pitcher would tell you, they'd always rather see this 3-hitter than that 9-hitter he struggled with last inning. And so here step into the plate now is a righty-lefty matchup here to start the inning. And that one's in there for a strike. Looked like a fastball low and outside. Ridge coming in, worst hitter for the team average-wise, batting 167 coming into the day. But only 5 games through for him, so has room for improvement. And the 0-1 pitch is down the middle, strike 2.
Heil does such a great job of commanding the zone and throwing to his spots, forcing batters to try and make contact. And when that breaking ball's on, which you might see here, he's tough to hit.
And here comes the 0-2 pitch. That one's buried in the dirt for the first ball of the at-bat. I think that was that breaking ball you were just talking about.
Tries to get Ridge to chase after it. Ridge hasn't had great plate discipline this year so far. 3 strikeouts in his 6 at-bats coming in.
Ground ball to short. Makes the play on the hop, throw to first, and got him by a step. Great play by the shortstop there, and 1 down to start the top of the 4th inning.
Good job by Riley to attack the baseball while it was on the ground and throw while on the run. It's one of the hardest things to do is throw accurately on the run, and Riley did a great job of putting it right in Jake's chest.
That one hit up the middle, little towards the shortstop side. It was either going to be Frost's ball or Frost's ball, as you have Conor Frost on second base. That's another ground ball, that time to the second baseman, Conor Frost on the short stop side, and he makes the throw to first for out number 2.
Again, North Georgia showing the shift, and Queens hitting right into it. Conor Frost always seems to be just in the perfect position when he's on that side of second base, and I think 3 out of the 4 times that North Georgia shifted toward left field on the infield, it's gone right to Conor.
And now stepping in for Queens. Well, first off, swing and a miss, strike 1. Can't even get the name out before he goes to work right there. Stepping in is Christian. Let me find this last name so I don't say it wrong. Christian Maggio steps to the plate already before I can even get his name out behind 0-2, as Heil's very effective this inning.
And working very quickly. Cade likes to work quickly, especially when he's on a roll.
And that one's going to be low and outside for ball 1. 1-2 count now. Ground ball to short. Frost makes the play, throw to first, and it's a Frost inning here in the top of the fourth for the Nighthawks. And just like that, 1-2-3 inning, we're seeing the bottom.
The human body is like any high-performance machine. As the miles add up, parts wear out. That's where pain begins. And here's where it ends. Where top orthopedic surgeons use breakthrough techniques to reduce recovery times and relieve pain for good. Feel like new again for miles to come at the region's only dedicated joint care center, Northeast Georgia Medical Center.
The Atlanta Braves World Championship Trophy will make a trip to Dahlonega on Friday, February the 25th from 2 to 6 p.m. here at Lynn Cottrell Park. For more details on the trophy tour, visit ungathletics.com.
And we have Charleston back to the mound here for Queens. Made sure not to slip up that Charleston Queens name right there. And leading off for the Nighthawks here in the bottom of the fourth inning is going to be Caleb Freeman. Catching for the Nighthawks is Freeman. So far, doing okay throughout the season behind the plate. Also, doing pretty well hitting, I would say, batting .364 for the Nighthawks.
And grounded out his first time up to end that first inning. It was a little cue shot down to the first baseman, and Charleston got over to cover first. So we'll see if Caleb can keep things going to his good start to his collegiate career.
And he's going through his motions in the batter's box, taps home plate, and he's ready to go as Charleston sets in the windup. And hot shot, and it gets by the infield for a base hit. We'll see if that one's ruled as a base hit or an error, as the one hopper got just under Nick Melton's hand over at shortstop.
Yeah, it's a play he should make, and it's why it's going to be ruled an error. Even if it's off the short hop, he tried to side swipe it and go ahead and have his feet set to throw instead of just getting in front of it. So, going to be given an error. Second error of the day for the Royals as now Aris Burrows stands in.
And the statistician here is not quite as generous as I am, as I was going to put that down as a hit, but there we have it. And here comes the pitch, shows the bunt, gets the bunt down the third base line, makes the play, throw to first. Oh, runs into the first baseman's glove, knocks the glove off the hand, ball goes flying, but did he have possession and make the out before he got there? And Aris Burrows standing on first base. I think they're going to say that he's safe at first.
Yeah, we're going to get a little bit of clarification before we officially rule this one a hit, as Coach Steedley is going out to check on Riley Cheek at first. Everything looks to be okay, and didn't argue the call, so it will be an infield hit.
Yeah, Riley Cheeks tried to make a play on the ball there, made a pretty good one too, but unfortunately the throw was down the first baseline, and so he couldn't help but get in front of the runner coming down.
That just shows the versatility of this Nighthawk offense to be able to play small ball with some of the speed they have in the middle of the lineup. Normally the middle of the lineup is meant for your power guys, but Aris Burrow with a pretty good set of wheels.
Will Hardigree up to bat, and he's showing bunt as well. Oh, and it comes in and it hits him. And are they saying that he was still laying down the bunt, or did he pull back? Let's see. Officials are coming in. They're going to try to make a call to see if he was still rounding that bunt off when the ball hit him.
Yeah, it looked like he was pulling back, but the question is, did it hit the bat or did it hit the bill of his helmet? Well, Hardigree says it hit the bill of his helmet, but with these new bats, the BB core, it doesn't have the ting like an aluminum bat. So kind of hard to be able to tell on such a bang-bang play like that. It looks like it's going to be a foul ball, 0-1.
Unfortunate for Hardigree there is that one was definitely coming inside and was going to hit him. He just couldn't quite get the bat out of the way there. And so here start off down 0-1 with runners on first and second and no outs.
You think of the aluminum bats that you use in park and rec and even into high school. They have a very noticeable sound, and these BB Core bats sound a lot more like a wooden bat unless you hit it just right when you can get the aluminum sound.
And the 0-1 pitch from Charleston. That one's inside. They're not going to challenge it to see if he went, and so that's going to be 1 ball and 1 strike here for Hardigree.
Big opportunity for the Nighthawks here. They've left 3 on base, and 2 of those that I can think of were in scoring position. You've got another opportunity here with nobody out and 2 aboard.
And Charleston's looking in, coming set, and the 1-1 pitch. Lays around the bunt, gets it down the first baseline, and just does roll foul. And we're going to have a 1-2 count coming up.
Cheek was ready for it, and when you're trying to lay down a bunt with runners on first and second, you want it to go down the first base side because you'd rather get tagged out and have the base runners move up as opposed to it being down the third base side and potentially rolling long to where the lead runner gets tagged.
And he did get that bunt down the first base line, but could not keep it fair, and so now he's in a pitcher's count, 1-2, and Charleston's coming set and getting ready to deliver. And the 1-2, nope, looks back to second base, trying to keep the runners honest on first and second.
Freeman not known for his speed, but definitely one of the more agile catchers that you'll see in the Peach Belt Conference. Has not let many balls get to the backstop this season when he's back there. He's got a pretty good set of wheels as well.
And Charleston comes set. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Hardigree strikes out for the second time tonight. And there's 1 down now for the UNG Nighthawks as Jake Arnold comes up to bat.
Jake Arnold!
Arnold with a single his first time up, and did it with, I believe, 2 outs back in the second inning. See if he can continue the good fortune here against Charleston, who's coming up on 60 pitches here this at bat.
And Charleston's looking in, already coming set, working quickly so far against Arnold. Looks back at second, and the 0-0 pitch. Low and outside with the breaking ball, 1-0.
I believe you said Charleston had only gone around 50 pitches at his max this season, so if he gets into the 60s, that would be a season high for him.
And starting to get into a little bit of trouble as those pitches get up. And here he comes set now. 1-0 count. Here comes the pitch. And that one's in there for a strike. Nice fastball to make it 1-1.
And that fastball doesn't look like he's in any trouble. That's still got as much zip on it as it did in pitch number 1.
It most certainly does. And as you said earlier, that fastball is his go-to pitch, it seems like, from the stretch. 1-1 pitch now as Charleston looks in. Comes set. Looks back at the runner at second. Throw to second, and not in time. Changed his pickoff move there. Instead of pretending to go to the plate and coming back, he just stepped off the back of the rubber and threw to second.
Some of the Nighthawk softball players in attendance, they brought up some Chex Mix from the locker room, and it looked delicious.
And the fact that it's not in the booth right now is just not right. And Charleston coming set. Here comes the pitch. And that's hit to center field. They're running back, going to right center, and just did get under it. The runners are going to have to go back as that's out number 2. Carter Foster was there to make the catch.
And that was great contact there from Arnold, and I think if Freeman had gotten a better read on where it was, he might have been able to tag up there, but he looked like he thought it was going to be in the gap for extra bases and kind of took off before stopping and actually seeing where the ball was.
And next up for the Nighthawks is Conor Frost. He struck out last time up, but has had a very active game in the field. And Charleston comes set, looks back to second, the delivery, and just a bit outside, ball 1.
Again, North Georgia, nobody out. They had 2 runners aboard, a runner in scoring position, and this Queens defense and Charleston on the mound have been able to pitch around it.
And coming set, looking back to second, per usual. looks back a second time, and here comes the delivery, and that one's going to be inside. Came up around the chin there, and it's a 2-0 count. Frost being very disciplined at the plate here to start this at-bat. Wouldn't expect him to get the shoulder off, or get the bat off of his shoulder until he sees a strike, most likely. Incoming set, 2-0 count. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball right down the middle. Beautiful pitch, and that's going to make it 2-1 for Conor Frost.
It's definitely his go-to pitch. He does throw the fastball with a lot of heat, but does so just enough to keep hitters off of the pacing of that breaking ball. And when that breaking ball gets the zip on it about halfway to the plate, it is hard to find.
And coming set again, 2-1 pitch, just a bit outside, 3-1 for Conor Frost.
You saw there that pitch, while it had the zip on it, it looked like it just didn't have quite as much as it normally does, and that caused it to kind of stay up as it broke away from the plate.
Runners on first and second here for the Nighthawks in the bottom of the fifth inning, hoping to deal some damage here. It's the 3-1 count, and Charleston comes set, getting ready to deliver. And the pitch. That one's fouled down the right side. First baseman's running over, but that one's going to be just out of play, and it's going to be a full count here.
Full count with 2 outs. Freeman and Arisborough will get a jump start. So a base hit will at least have Freeman likely coming toward the plate and force a throw. But again, it's been these pitches that Charleston has really thrived on today and not allowed North Georgia, to really get anything going once runners have made it over to second base.
And coming set is Charleston. Full count. Looks back at second a couple times before making his delivery. Breaking ball down the middle. That one's hit towards center. Coming in and making the play is Stephen Ridge to end the inning. And that's going to make it a very interesting inning for the Nighthawks, but no runs on a few hits. And we hope you join us in the top of the sixth here on the Nighthawks Sports Network.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself. The rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
The human body is like any high-performance machine. As the miles add up, parts wear out. That's where pain begins. And here's where it ends. Where top orthopedic surgeons use breakthrough techniques to reduce recovery times and relieve pain for good. Feel like new again for miles to come at the region's only dedicated joint care center, Northeast Georgia Medical Center.
And welcome back here on the Nighthawk Sports Network as we start the top of the sixth inning. Cade Heel out for his top of the fifth inning, as Cade Hiles out for his fifth inning here for the Nighthawks. And he is looking looking good so far, huh, Walker?
Yeah, 47 pitches, 30 of which have found the strike zone. Very efficient. That's the way he likes to play, especially when he's rolling. You'll see him get on the mound and not waste a whole lot of time throwing pitches. And you saw that a lot there in the fourth inning where he forced 3 ground outs. He's got 3 strikeouts on the day as well. Not a strikeout pitcher, pitches to contact, as we said in pregame, and he's done a great job forcing these Royal batters to ground it right to where Conor Frost is standing right now in the shift.
And he will face the DH, Garrett Evans, and the first pitch of the at-bat squares down the bunt, down the third baseline, and that one's going to go just foul. Evans struck out his last time up.
That's one of the things playing on an artificial turf surface is you don't have the ledges that dirt with grass might have. That ball, while it was hopping, it may not have gotten quite the hop as it would off of the rubber pellets that are there around home plate. And if it was rolling, it might have caught the grass line and gotten back over the third baseline fair.
Here comes the 0-1 pitch. That one's in the turf. Ball 1.
Tyler Courtney out of the dugout with great speed to get that ball that had skipped off the glove of Freeman.
And the 1-1 pitch. That one's down the middle. Pretty fast ball down the middle. Strike 2. And Hiles in the windup. 1-2 pitch, getting ready, coming in, and got him. Strike 3, swing and a miss.
Yeah, you had Freeman drop the third strike. Ends up making the tag after the swing and miss, and that'll bring up Sassapan.
Yep, and took care of business last time when facing Sassapan. Believe it was a ground out up the middle. And Cade Howell delivers. And that's a ground ball to Frost at second. Makes the sliding play. Throw to first. Made it look easy. Out number 2.
Stretching to his left. Got down on the turf. Able to slide over. Make the grab quickly to his feet. And again, hit Arnold right in the chest. Mentioned Riley Frost off the run earlier, hitting Jake in the chest. Coming up quickly on your feet, especially against the speed of Sassapan, and delivering that accurate throw. Beautifully done.
And that one's hit the center right on cue, and makes the play is the center fielder for the Nighthawks, Caleb Freeman. 1-2-3 quick inning. We appreciate you joining us here, and we'll see you at the bottom of the 5th here on the Nighthawks Sports Network.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself. The rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Someone here at Circus Burger has been talking to the press, telling them that chicken is better than burgers. And I want to know who it is. Is it you, Bill?
No, sir.
Diane?
Wasn't me.
I know it wasn't Steve. He just started. You're doing a great job here, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm not big on pointing fingers, but it was definitely Bill.
Whoa, it could literally be any one of us.
Somebody did it, and I'm going to find out who.
What is going on here?
And we welcome you back to the Nighthawks Sports Network. Isaac Thomas along with Walker McCreary. Been a pitcher's duel so far through 4.5 innings, coming into the bottom of the 5th here as Queens University sends Nick Charleston back to the mound, who has been lights out so far tonight, Walker.
Yeah, this is a good move from Ross Steedley when looking at the stats and starting to put pen to paper with the lineup up here in the booth. You look and see no starts on the year. I mean, impressive, don't get me wrong, 2-0, .84 ERA. You look at that, see 8 strikeouts to 5 walks. You think, okay, bullpen guy. Interesting that you're throwing a guy in game 1 against a top 20 team and that has not started yet this season. Don't know that he has been a starter. Didn't get a chance to look at his career stats while at Charleston Southern, but it's the right move from Coach Steedley.
And her face, Riley Frost here, and first pitch is in there for strike 1. Frost is 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout.
Now they must know that his pitch count is getting close as they do send some bodies out to the bullpen to start loosening up. Be interesting to see how long of a leash he's got. Not warming up with any sort of intensity down there, at least not yet, but I mean, as good as he's been, only giving up 4 hits, 9 strikeouts so far, it has to be a pitch count thing.
You would have to think so. As here comes the 1-1 pitch, ground ball to short, and makes the play, throw over to first, out number 1. As the play there was made by shortstop Nick Melton, hit off the bat of shortstop Riley Frost. And we're going to turn the lineup over for the 3rd time as Cruz Taylor comes up to bat. 2 for 2 with 2 base hits so far tonight.
And he's got the stolen base as well, been left stranded in scoring position both times. Only so much you can do from the leadoff spot. You get the base hits and show off the speed, but got to get some help from somewhere else in the lineup.
And Charleston delivers. Curveballs in there for strike one. This is the third time Charleston will be facing this UNG lineup, something that is definitely not common from a reliever really in this day and age, and that's something super common from starters. And her windup in the pitch, another breaking ball. That one's just a bit outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I mean, when you're able to be so efficient and throw 52 strikes out of 72 pitches, eat up some innings, especially in a 3-game series where these two teams are going to be battling all weekend to not have to go to your bullpen, you give up the opportunity of these Nighthawk batters to see a pitcher 3 times. 9 strikeouts. North Georgia hasn't figured him out yet.
Right, but the one player that has is Cruz Taylor, who's up in the batter's box right now. 2-1 pitch coming in. Swing and a miss, strike 2. With the beginning of a 3-game series, it is always nice to have a pitcher go out there and eat those innings for you, whether it be a starter or a reliever. 2-2 pitch coming into Taylor, and he fouls that one off back towards the home fans, and it's going to be 2-2.
What's interesting to me is Cruz just went opposite field, and they're still leaving the third baseline wide open, with everybody shifted over and leaving just the third baseman Weston on an island by himself.
Interesting to see if he gets an outside pitch to poke over there. 2-2 pitch, and that one's inside and got a really nice hit on it, but curved foul over the right field fence, and it's going to stay 2-2.
Came in on the handle a little bit, got good contact, but just out in front of that breaking ball.
And I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times, the 2-2 pitch. And he gets under that one, kind of off towards no man's land. And center fielder is going to come in and call everyone off as Stephen Ridge makes the play. And that's going to be out number 2 as Tim Conway steps up to bat.
It just got under that one. If he had made the same contact that he made on the pitch prior, I think that ball's closer to being in right center field. Don't know with the height on it that would have made any difference, but at least you have a chance.
Still a professional at bat, and the first pitch comes into Conway. And did he go around? No, he did not. That's ball 1. Conway's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Hasn't managed to figure out Nick Charleston thus far. But then again, that many Nighthawks hitter have managed to figure him out. And the 1-0 pitch comes in. That one's in there for a strike, 1-1.
Just 4 hits so far for the Nighthawks. Those are the only 4 base runners. Well, no, we've had a couple reach on an error, but not many have gotten to base.
Looks like he got under that one, sent it to the right side, and the right fielder, Conor Frost, is going to sit under that one and make the play. Another quick inning for the Queens University. And we will see you again in the 6th inning here on the Nighthawks Sports Network.
Bandit 3, this is Fox 2-3. Can you see that contact to our front? Man, it's Fox 2-3 out. Mark them with tracer fire.
There are those who choose a different path in life. A path of selflessness, of service. A path that leads to freedom. Do you have what it takes? Find out at goarmy.com/warriors.
The UNG Bookstore is the one-stop shop where students can get anything they need for the classroom and fans can find everything they need to support the Nighthawks, from shirts and jackets to car decals and tailgating chairs. Gear up at the Nighthawks nest with officially licensed UNG merchandise. Be sure to shop in store to find the item of the week. Visit our stores in Dahlonega, Gainesville, Oconee, and Cumming, or check us out online at ungbookstore.com. The UNG Bookstore is a proud sponsor of North Georgia Athletics.
Welcome back here to the Nighthawks Sports Network. And still no pitching changes here so far for both the Nighthawks and Queens University.
Yeah, Cade, very efficient. 53 pitches, 35 strikes, a lot lower on the pitch count than Charleston is. But again, it's one of those games where both coaches are going to have to start looking at the lineup card if start getting in a bind.
And Zach Weston's up to bat. Base hit last time. And that one's hit to Frost at second, throw to first, and just like last inning, starting off with a ground out to Frost, 1 away.
Taking advantage of the aggressiveness by the Royals at the plate, not doing anything special on the mound, Cade. He's just throwing to contact and letting his defense work behind him.
Something that was brought up at the beginning of the game. He pitches to contact, and so far it's working out pretty well for him as Riley Cheek is up to bat. He is 0 for 1, but has taken a walk. And he's going to hit a ground ball down the third base line, but that one's going to poke foul, 0-1 count.
Just speaks to the aggressiveness going after the first pitch again as the Royals start their third time through the lineup.
And the 0-1 pitch. Ground ball, and it was hit over towards Frost, but then I believe it was, who was that over at third? Will Hardigree that cut him off, bobbled it on the transition, and he's going to make it to first base there with either an error or a single, depending on the scoring. And I believe they're going to put that down as a single. I think he was going to beat it out either way. And so that's going to be another hit for Queens University. And here comes Conor Frost. He is 1 for 2 tonight with a base hit. Pickoff move the first, and he's back easily.
Foster with one of the 3 hits so far today for the Royals. And this is not a position that North Georgia wanted to find themselves in with a leadoff runner aboard. Or, no, sorry, not the leadoff runner, but the batter at the top of the lineup.
Lays down the bunt, third base line, and it's a beauty. Oh, and Heil goes to pick it up and just does miss it. Doesn't get to throw off the first, and that one's probably going down as an error for Heil as he had the easy out at first if he could get the ball off the ground. Really unfortunate there for the Nighthawks, and mound visit coming up. I can't see the Nighthawks bullpen to see if anybody's working right now. Looks like there isn't, so hopefully just going to calm down this starting pitcher, Cade Heil, for the Nighthawks. This is the second mound visit for UNG so far tonight.
First base runners since the third inning. As 7 straight had been sat down by Cade before the single and then the error. Carter Foster, though, even though the error credited, won't be given an at-bat because it was a sacrifice bunt attempt.
We have seen Cade get out of a bases-loaded jam so far tonight. And right now, runners on first and second with 1 out. You'd like to see that same efficiency out of him here with these runners on. And stepping up to the plate is Steven Ridge. He is 0 for 2 so far today, but has put the ball in play every time he's come up to bat. Coming from the stretch, the pitch. Right back up the middle. Throw to Frost at second, throw to first, and they got it. 1-6-3 double play for the Nighthawks to get out of the inning, exactly what they were looking for. And we will see you back at the bottom of the 6th here on the Nighthawks Sports Network.
The human body is like any high-performance machine. As the miles add up, parts wear out. That's where pain begins. And here's where it ends. Where top orthopedic surgeons use breakthrough techniques to reduce recovery times and relieve pain for good. Feel like new again for miles to come at the region's only dedicated joint care center, Northeast Georgia Medical Center.
The Atlanta Braves World Championship Trophy will make a trip to Dahlonega on Friday, February 25th. That's 1 week from today, from 2 to 6 p.m. down here at Lynn Cottrell Park, coupled with the Nighthawks series opener against the Indians of Catawba College. For more details and to purchase tickets to the event, visit ungathletics.com.
Will we be seeing a picture of Walker McCreary with the World Series trophy come next week?
It might push the wedding photos off of the social media as the profile picture.
That's what we like to hear right there. Nothing like a World Series trophy. Haven't seen one in quite some time. And to no surprise, even with his pitch count at 80, Nick Charleston is set to take the mound yet again here in the bottom of the 6th inning. He will face Nick Levenstein for the Nighthawks.
Now, you weren't born the last time that the Braves won a world championship, were you?
I was not. That was 6 years before I was even a thought.
It was 3. 6 years before you were a thought, or 6 years before?
5 years before. Let me rephrase.
God, we're trying to get the age here, Isaac. Trying to figure it out in our heads for those that can do math.
And Charleston steps in, makes the pitch. Ground ball over to second base, throw to first, and that's going to be out number 1 as as MJ Sasapan makes the play over at second base. And up to bat next is Caleb Freeman, who is 0 for 2 so far for the Nighthawks, but has put the ball in play every time he's come up today, Walker.
And grounded out and reached on an error so far today, and you saw Levensteins hit into the shift. No shift on for Caleb here.
I would say at this point, just Nat striking out is a success for Nighthawks hitter as he watches that one drop in for strike number 1.
And Charleston, very efficient. 60 strikes, 82 pitches in total.
And the 0-1 pitch is coming in now. Another breaking ball. That one doesn't quite make it back to the plate, and that's going to be ball 1.
Normally when you see that sort of ratio, it's a pitch-to-contact type of guy, but Charleston is a guy who just tries to get you to strike out.
And that one's ripped down the right field line. Ends up going pretty far foul back towards the cars. Hope you didn't park over there. And that's going to make it 1-2.
Landed somewhere behind Haynes and Carolyn Hill Stadium, still inside the confines of Lynn Cottrell Park.
The 1-2 pitch is coming underway, and that's going to be a ground ball yet again over to second base. Throw to first, and that is out number 2, as Sasapan has had a very active inning over there at second base for Queens University.
It's just his first 2 assists on the day, though, as everything else has been either a fly out or a ground out to short.
Definitely active this inning, though, and I can't see because of the blinding sun, but I can tell you we have a UNG batter up in the batter's box. Heard the strike 1 call there. I believe it is Jorge Arispero up to bat right now. He is 1 for 2 with a strikeout today.
Yeah, this is the time of the day that the sun can really get into the eyes of us in the booth.
That one's up in the air, taking it opposite field to right field, but nothing going. And yet again, another very quick 5-pitch 1-2-3 inning. And we will see you again in the top of the 7th here on the Nighthawks Sports Network.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself. The rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
The human body is like any high-performance machine. As the miles add up, parts wear out. That's where pain begins. And here's where it ends. Where top orthopedic surgeons use breakthrough techniques to reduce recovery times and relieve pain for good. Feel like new again for miles to come at the region's only dedicated joint care center, Northeast Georgia Medical Center.
And we are back here on the Nighthawks Sports Network, and I'm going to be handing the play-by-play over to Walker McCrary here for the 7th through the 9th inning.
Appreciate it, Isaac. Cade Heil back out to work here in the 7th. Pitch count below 60 pitches still.
That's efficiency at its finest. I'm not sure we're ever going to see a reliever come in to pitch this game, Walker.
We will at some point. I mean, you see over in the Queens dugout, pitchers warming up in the hitting half of the inning. That generally means that the leash is either very, very short or you're coming in out of the bullpen in the defensive half of the inning. Heil throws a first pitch strike to Brassington. 0-1. Brassington 0 for 2.
Cade trying to show off that curveball. He's had to see it from the dugout coming from Charleston this whole game. Wanted to show that he had one too.
In the dirt, 1-1. Nobody in uniform, or I say not in uniform, nobody wearing a uniform that we can see who's warming up, but it is a righty out in the bullpen for the Royals. The 1-1 is swung on and missed, and Brassington nowhere close to it, 1-2.
Well, back to that previous point you just made about the bullpen. As cold and windy as it is, I'm not sure I'd be taking that hoodie off either. And when it comes to that pitch, that was a great pitch by Cade to get him swinging.
1-2 in the dirt, strike 3. Freeman will have to throw it down to first, and Arnold stands there and makes the grab for the first out of the inning.
Good strikeout there for Cade, something that he has not done a lot of this game compared to his opposing pitcher, but still strikeout number 5 for Cade.
Brings up Christian Maggio as Zach Green, I believe, is out in the bullpen for the Nighthawks. Generally the first lefty out of the bullpen for Tom Cantrell. As here's Maggio. First pitch is outside, ball 1. If Cade stays this efficient, though, I don't know when you'll want to go to the lineup unless the Nighthawks were to get the lead and you're trying to preserve it. Grounded to the right side, it's foul.
Very Greg Maddux-type performance here from Cade when it comes to pitch count and how he's getting his outs. He's not trying to strike him out. He's just trying to get him to put the ball in play, just like the staple of Maddux back in the 95 World Series we talked about earlier.
Ball and a strike. Here's the pitch. Chopped again to the right side. Heil off of his position. He will take it himself. He says, Jake, just watch out. I'm already running that way. 2 away. Not often you put 1 U in the score column.
No, not often at all, but I think Cade wanted that little extra cardio in, get his adrenaline rushing. I think he's not wanting to leave this game anytime soon.
That's the type of pitcher I know Tom Cantrell loves to have, as a guy who does not want the ball taken from him, as Evans sends one high and deep to left center field, but Cruz Taylor will see it right in front of the 365 marker, well short of the warning track for out number 3. It's time to stretch here in Dahlonega. We're still scoreless as we head to the bottom half on the Nighthawks Sports Network.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself, the rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Someone here at Circus Burger has been talking to the press, telling them that chicken is better than burgers. And I want to know who it is. Is it you, Bill?
No, sir.
Diane?
Wasn't me.
I know it wasn't Steve. He just started. You're doing a great job here, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm not big on pointing fingers, but it was definitely Bill.
Whoa, it could literally be any one of us.
Somebody did it, and I'm going to find out who.
What is going on here?
Glaring sun coming in, as you see on your TV screens, your computer screens, however you're watching us on the Nighthawk Sports Network. We're glad you are. Either through the Peach Belt Sports Network, Facebook Live, YouTube, or on Georgia Mountain Television, the official cable channel of the Nighthawk Sports Network. Windstream Cable, glad that they're joining us there as well. Time now for your game reset presented by Truist Bank. Truist Bank, committed to better. Not a lot to reset. 7 hits, 3 errors, no score.
Yeah, and I don't know about you, but I'm just about tired of seeing Nick Charleston step on that mound. I was really hoping we weren't going to have to see it again. You got my hopes up talking about the bullpen warming up over there, but here he is again.
Well, that's what I said. Normally, if you're warming up in the hitting half of an inning, the leash is short, or you're coming in as Charleston delivers outside ball 1 to Will Hardigree. He's been struck out twice so far tonight, 2 of the 9 fans for Nick Charleston. 6 innings of work, 4 hits. This will be pitch number 89, and it's outside ball 2.
I'll be interested to see if he reached triple digits here. Not starting a game all season long so far. That would be a lot of confidence in the coach to let him go triple digits.
The 2-0. Fastball right down Main Street, 2-1.
Well, when you can do that after over 80 pitches, I guess why not let him pitch to 100?
Right-handed hurler in the Royal dugout as Hardigree grounds to short. Melton fields, throws over to Cheek, and it's in time for the first out.
And
number 15, Jake
I believe the Nighthawks might be sharing that same thought process as I am when it comes to Nick Charleston. I think in the dugout they probably saw him come back out on the mound and just rolled their eyes thinking, when is this guy going to finally leave?
Could be Will Palinkis in the bullpen, number 21. It also could be number 38, Blake Efford. Hard to tell from this distance as Arnold watches a first pitch strike. The 0-1 is hit to the right side. Diving effort off of the glove of Cheek. He flips over to Charleston in time for out number 2.
Very few pitches getting these outs, Walker. Very few.
Number 20, Conor Frost.
Nighthawks being very aggressive at the plate as they'll check the ball and make sure it's okay after it did go off the end of the bat. That's one of those things that the ball could get just a little bit of a dent in after being hit off of the cue. Connor 0 for 2. He struck out and flown out. First pitch, right down Maine.
I've always been curious if the ball is more likely to get scratched up from the turf or from the dirt when he spikes it at home.
That caught the outside corner, 0-2. Very efficient inning so far for Charleston. His pitch count high, but not something that Coach Steedley's worried about, it doesn't look like. The 0-2, fouled away. Nighthawks with 5 runners left on.
Hasn't gotten a strikeout in quite a bit. Still averaging over 1 per inning. Has 9 of them so far. That's pretty impressive.
The 0-2 to Connor. That's a cue shot off the mound. Hard chop at Melton. Melton throws over in time, and that will retire the side. Nighthawks in order in the 7th. We head to the 8th here in Dahlonega. Still looking for our first run on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Bandit 3, this is Fox 2-3. Can you see that contact to our front? Man, it's Fox 2-3, out. Mark him with tracer fire.
There are those who choose a different path in life. A path of selflessness, of service. A path that leads to freedom. Do you have what it takes? Find out at goarmy.com/warriors.
The UNG Bookstore is the one-stop shop where students can get anything they need for the classroom and fans can find everything they need to support the Nighthawks, from shirts and jackets to car decals and tailgating chairs. Gear up at the Nighthawks desk with officially licensed UNG merchandise. Be sure to shop in store to find the item of the week. Visit our stores in Dahlonega, Gainesville, Oconee, and Cumming, or check us out online at ungbookstore.com. The UNG Bookstore is a proud sponsor of North Georgia Athletics.
Back with you here in Dahlonega. No score, as it looks like Coach Steedley is going to the lineup card here just to try and mix some things up. Try and get something going against Heil, who has been extremely efficient tonight.
Wonder if the coach decided to swap things up, or those hitters got in the dugout and said, can please someone else come and face Heil, because I'm tired of it. Pitch count so far for him today is only at 66, which is really remarkable. Under 10 pitches per inning so far for Cade. That's the kind of efficiency that can keep your team in a ballgame.
So it will be a pinch hitter for the Royals as Mason Pickard steps in, the redshirt senior from Adelaide, Australia. Goes to short. Riley over to first in time. So 1 pitch, 1 out for the Aussie. That'll bring up Nick Melton.
Well, he came off the bench trying to prove that he wasn't going to be cold and made contact with it, but I think that's exactly what Cade wanted, was hurry up and get that first out.
Didn't even get an opportunity to say my favorite chant that the Australians do whenever they're got fans in front of them at Olympic events, soccer, or anything like that. Can't do it now.
2 games left in the series. Maybe the opportunity will present itself.
As time was called and a ball came in from the Nighthawk dugout. 0-1. If that's not what they call a tease in show business, I don't know what is. Just got to tune in the rest of the weekend. Ball outside.
Well, as a fellow listener who can't seem to think of what that chant is, I'll be eager to hear what it is come Saturday and or Sunday.
The 1-1. In for a strike, 1-2. Ball and 2 strikes. Heil delivers. It's inside, and it hit off of the glove of Freeman and bounced all the way over to the Royal dugout.
First, I thought that was a hit by pitch. I thought it went off the shoelaces, but guess Cade lucked out there and he's going to get another pitch.
The 2-2. To the right side of the field, and he hits away from the shift and a base hit.
And it seems to me like, Walker, when you do play-by-play, the shift doesn't work, and when I do it, the shift does work. So maybe we need to communicate that with the head coach down in the dugout.
I mean, Connor's gotten a few ground balls while I've been doing play-by-play while he's been in the shift. I think back to the first inning. Zach Weston will stand in. He's 1 for 2. Runner on first is Melton, shortstop. I imagine he's got some wheels as that's sent high in the air to the left side, giving chase as a Reesboro. Also Hardigree as it will hit the top of the batting cages out of play. 0-1.
Hit over towards that visiting bullpen that hopefully will be making a visit to the mounds in the bottom of the inning. But who knows? We thought maybe that would happen last inning and it didn't. So cross your fingers, I guess.
Mason Pickard is out there after his pinch hit, warming up the arm. He'll likely stay in the game at second, I would imagine. We'll have to keep an eye on where he goes. If they move some other people around. He is listed as an infielder, so I imagine that he can play a multitude of positions. The 0-1 in the air center. Coming in now is Cruz. He didn't get a great read on it to start, but has plenty of time to get under it in left center for out number 2.
Had me worried a little bit off the bat there. Was kind of staying back. Got himself into a sprint late, but managed to camp under it. A lot of speed out there in center to make that play look easy, even though he had a little bit of a misread to start.
So now the 4th time through the lineup for the Royals. Riley Cheek will step in. He's 1 for 2. He walked. He grounded into the shift to lead off the game. The one time it worked while I've been doing play-by-play.
The one time.
Pickoff attempt behind Melton.
Of course, it does worry me hearing about the righty corner infielder Riley coming up to bat. Kind of gives me some flashbacks.
Runner moving as this is chopped to Frost at short. Long throw, but well in time as Arnold gets the stretch. And the side is sat down. We head to the bottom half of the 8th. We'll be graced with some Neil Diamond while we're in the commercial break. Back after this on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
The human body is like any high-performance machine. As the miles add up, parts wear out. That's where pain begins. And here's where it ends. Where top orthopedic surgeons use breakthrough techniques to reduce recovery times and relieve pain for good. Feel like new again for miles to come at the region's only dedicated joint care center, Northeast Georgia Medical Center.
The Nighthawk Sports Network will be back live tomorrow afternoon for the second game of this weekend series between number 19 North Georgia and Queens. First pitch is set for 1 p.m. right back here on the Nighthawk Sports Network. Pickard stays in the game at second, as Charleston's back at the rubber on the mound. Going to be throwing pitch number 98 when we're back underway here in the bottom half of the eighth.
That really is incredible. He has been efficient. 98 pitches, when you're thinking about the eighth inning, is not a lot, but in this day and age of baseball, 98 pitches is a lot, just overall in general. Like you had mentioned, the short leash, I'm hoping that it's just going to be getting shorter.
Well, they do have action out in the bullpen.
Number 7, Riley Frost.
As Riley Frost will stand in and try and get off of his snide. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Scoreless, bottom of the eighth. The first pitch from Charleston. Swung on and missed. Fastball on the outside corner.
And I'm pretty sure that fastball right there on pitch number 98 was just as fast as the fastball on pitch number 1.
Maybe a little bit off of it, but 1 or 2 miles an hour with the heat he's been bringing, it doesn't look like much of a difference. Another fastball on the outside corner. So let's see what he goes with his 100th pitch. We've seen back-to-back fastballs. Have not seen that breaking ball, I don't think, in a couple of innings.
Right. Also haven't seen a strikeout in a couple innings. So I think those two kind of go hand in hand.
The 0-2, he threw the breaking ball there, low and away, 1-2. 74% strike rate. As a baseball comes in from the Queens bullpen this time.
Hopefully the fans notice that Walker waited till the easy math appeared after pitch number 100 to give us those percentages on strikes.
You tell me what 73 over 99 is.
Oh, well.
Got the inside corner on the breaking ball. Frost thought it was inside, but strike 3 was called. 1 away now for Cruz Taylor.
I'll say it's close to 73%.
It's fair.
Rough estimate. Rounding, probably 73.
So Cruz stands in 2 for 3 on the day. He flew out his last time up.
Has half of the hits for the Nighthawks so far, 2 of the 4 coming from Cruz here in the leadoff spot.
Breaking ball never got back over the plate. 1-0 as Charleston, for the first time, didn't have a good release on the baseball that time.
Only took, 103 pitches?
Fastball sent out to left field. Backtracks Brassington. Track. Wall. See you later. Cruz Taylor with a home run over the left field wall in North Georgia. Strikes first in the 8th.
This is Cruz Taylor's world, and we are just living in it. 3 for 4, driving in the first run of the game, and the Nighthawks are going crazy on the field right now.
Stomps his foot on home plate as the Nighthawks take a 1-0 lead.
Not only did he get it out, Walker, but he did a little Oppo taco work with it over the left center wall. Got every bit of that one.
And that will bring Ross Steedley out to the mound, and I have to think that that might be it. And you hate to see the great job there from Charleston, and it will be a pitching change. We'll step aside and introduce you to the new Queens pitcher right after this on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself, the rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
The human body is like any high-performance machine. As the miles add up, parts wear out. That's where pain begins. And here's where it ends. Where top orthopedic surgeons use breakthrough techniques to reduce recovery times and relieve pain for good. Feel like new again for miles to come at the region's only dedicated joint care center, Northeast Georgia Medical Center.
Well, we see how short the leash was. The home run from Cruz Taylor ends up ending the day for Charleston, who had an outstanding outing, but is now in line for the loss as the Queens Royals make a trip to the bullpen for Tanner Jacobson, the redshirt junior out of Pittsburgh. Standing in, right-handed pitcher, 6'1", 190. 0-2 on the year in 3 appearances, all out of the bullpen, 6.35 ERA. 5 2/3 innings of work, 6 strikeouts, 6 walks. Batters, though, just 200 against him. He's been efficient, just has gotten into some bad luck, it sounds like.
That is what it seems like, but to be honest with you, when it comes to how this is going to affect the Nighthawks, I think the only thing that they heard right there was that you said a name that wasn't Nick Charleston. Because Tim Conway coming up 0-for-3, 2 strikeouts, I think he was just ready for a change of scenery. Maybe if Jacobson has been unlucky, that luck will continue here tonight for the Nighthawks.
1 run off 5 hits in 7 1/3, 10 strikeouts, no walks for Charleston as Jacobson going to be the new batter, or the new pitcher for Queens. Tim Conway will stand in. You mentioned how the Nighthawks just hoping to hear somebody else. Cruz has 3 hits, Arisborough a bunt single, and Arnold a 2-out single. That's it.
I would say that's a successful day.
First pitch from Jacobson to Conway is in for a strike, 0-1. So now the question becomes for Tom Cantrell, what do you do? As this one popped into right field, it's in a danger spot, but it'll be foul as the second baseman Pickard was almost there. Slid, but it was just out of his glove, 0-2. Do you leave Heil in the game? Do you go to your closer in a 1-0 game? Heil, he's only thrown, 65, 66 pitches? I mean, it's been one of those days.
He really has been pitching great, and I think if you go into the inning and it's tied, I think, of course, he comes back out. But I think after seeing the starter for Queens coming up and giving up that run, might change his mind. But then again, nobody's warming up.
That tells or speaks volumes. The 0-2 pitch to Conway misses outside 1-2. And I mentioned that Cade, one of those pitchers who does not want the ball taken out of his hands. I'm sure being the senior that he is, the 5th-year senior after the COVID year, I'm sure that leaning on him to see how he feels as Conway swings and misses, and now 2 away for Levensteins.
Now batting, number 21, Nick Levensteins.
Well, you do have this 1-0 lead for who we assume will be Howe coming out to pitch. Boy, would it be nice to just get 1 or 2 more runs just to make me feel a little bit more comfortable going in to the top of the 9th.
First pitch to Levy's outside, ball 1. The junior from Arvada, Colorado. A pair of strikeouts and a ground out so far today. Is really haven't had a lot of success. This one grounded to second. Pickard fields. The Aussie overthrows it, and it'll be an error as Levensteins reaches first base.
That's, I believe, the 3rd error now for Queens University. Really have been helping the Nighthawks out a lot in the field, but then again, none of those have transitioned into points. UNG had to earn their 1 run, so hopefully this one they can take advantage of and get another run on the board.
So Caleb Freeman will step into bat as North Georgia with a pinch runner will be number 2, Justin Bailey at first base.
Now running number 2, Justin Bailey.
So Justin Bailey at first base is the pinch runner for Levensteins as Freeman watches a first pitch strike on the outside corner, 0-1.
The lefty Freeman is up to bat, and any pitcher should be scared to hear that come out of an announcer's mouth as they're known to have some pop.
The 0-1 is outside, a ball and a strike.
Lots of Atlanta Braves references here tonight, prepping for that next week game where the trophy will be present.
The trophy tour making its way to Dahlonega. Tickets on sale for the event, ungathletics.com. Right on the front page. Click the banner. Taken right to where that's a strike on the outside corner, 1-2.
Behind in the count now is Freeman, something that really has seen common for both teams so far, getting behind in the count. Really great pitchers coming in so far. This is only the third pitcher, but every single one of them has been doing their job to eliminate the risks from the hitters.
Runner moving as Freeman grounds to first. It's stopped by Cheek. He steps on the bag, and the side is retired. We head to the top half of the ninth. Nighthawks holding on to a 1-0 lead here on the Nighthawks Sports Network.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself. The rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Someone here at Circus Burger has been talking to the press, telling them that chicken is better than burgers. And I want to know who it is. Is it you, Bill?
No, sir.
Diane?
Wasn't me.
I know it wasn't Steve. He just started. You're doing a great job here, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm not big on pointing fingers, but it was definitely Bill.
Whoa, it could literally be any one of us.
Somebody did it, and I'm going to find out who.
What is going on here?
To the ninth inning we go as North Georgia is leading 1-0. Cade Heil back out to work. We'll see how short of the leash Cade's on.
Very efficient night for him so far. 75 pitches, 5 flyouts, 13 groundouts. Really making them put the bat on the ball. Only 5 strikeouts through 8 innings. Trying to show that those flashy strikeouts aren't necessarily key towards pitching a good game.
Cade in his career has 8 complete games and 2 career shutouts. Carter Foster will stand in. 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up for Queens. First pitch to Foster, swung on and missed, 0-1.
That swing showed that he wanted to tie the game right there. He put a Bartolo Colon hack on that one and came up empty.
Heil out of the windup. Here's the pitch. Sent high in the air left field. It's going to be foul, and it will be well foul. But got great contact on it, 0-2.
That one had me holding my breath a little bit. Little scary right there. That one's fair. It's gone. We got a tie ball game.
Pair of arms in the Nighthawk bullpen. Double barrel action. The 0-2 in the dirt, 1-2. Hard to see the numbers from this distance, but I'm going to guess it's Zach Green and maybe Pete Weil. The 1-2 pitch from Heil. Chopped foul.
Foster is continuing to swing big here. It makes me wonder if that's going to be something that you see through all the batters this inning, knowing how hard it's been to get a hit off a Cade. Just swing hard and hope you hit it at this point.
The 1-2. Misses in the dirt. It's tried to get him to chase after that one. 2-2.
When you're continuously getting ahead in the count like Heil is, you can afford to spike a couple, try to get him to swing at one because you have a few pitches to work with, and that's something that he's consistently been doing throughout this game.
The 2-2. In the air, center field. Taylor drifting back, now comes to his left and makes the catch for out number 1. And now it looks like the pinch hitter for the Royals coming into the plate. It's number 39. That's Brodus Roberson.
Now batting number 39, Brodus Roberson.
Redshirt junior out of Charlotte, North Carolina, transfer from UNC Wilmington.
They have him listed as 6'3", 220. That man's taller than 6'3". I'm 6'2". I stood next to him in batting practice, and he was about 3 inches taller than me.
Yeah, you know, he's definitely a tall dude up there, about a head taller than everybody else out on the field right now. Big strike zone, though, right? That's what that means?
1-1 the count. He's 2 for 15 on the year. He's struck out 8 times, so that seems to be the case. Big strike zone.
Yeah. Pitcher's taking advantage of it.
The 1-1. Outside as Heil gets all the way to the backstop.
Strike zone is not quite that big, but testing the zone, I like it.
It's big in terms of height, not width. The width stays the same. The 2-1. Chopped foul right back to the Royal dugout, and the batter on deck, which looks to still be Brassington, and why not? He's your best hitter. He will get an opportunity here in the inning. You just hope it's with the bases empty. 2-2 to Roberson. Grounded to the third base side. Hardigree off 2 hops. Long throw is in time, and the Nighthawks are 1 out away.
Pretty long strides on his way to first. I think that just about convinced me that you're right, that they might have lied about his height there. I think he took about 3 steps before he stepped on the first base bag.
So that'll bring up Nick Brassington. The guy who came into the weekend hitting .474 is 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. First pitch swung on and missed as Heil has got him guessing at everything tonight.
First inning, I believe it was, that he made him look foolish on a breaking ball, and doing the same exact thing right here, not skipping a beat.
The 0-1 just missed outside.
Pretty good looking pitch. Managed to lay off. Good eye there. Borderline could have been called, but
the 1-1 that missed well low. 2-1. Pitch number 90 coming up for Cade.
With their best hitter up, it almost makes you want to think that you might think about working around them, but the last thing you want to do is get the go-ahead run up to the plate.
2-2 the count. Brassington watched that one on the inside corner. Nighthawk fans starting to make some noise in the stands. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The wind, the pitch is in the dirt, and a full count coming. Christian Maggio waits on deck as the home plate umpire will go out to allow Freeman to catch his breath.
Hopefully we won't be seeing him in the batter's box until tomorrow.
Payoff pitch from Heil to Brassington. Fouled away. Keeping the hopes alive for the Royals. They try to stay above 500. Currently at 4-4 on the year. A loss would drop them below. The 3-2. Bounces to the plate. So Brassington aboard with a walk, and Maggio. Oh no, they're going to go with a pinch hitter. As it'll be number 37, that's Dylan Lewis.
Bringing in a freshman as a pinch hitter here in this clutch situation. Must think very highly of him, also out of Charlotte, North Carolina.
Well, he's 2 for 6 on the year with a double and 3 ribs. First pitch to Lewis is sent high in the air on the infield. The Frost brothers come together. Riley seems to have a beat on it. He makes the catch, and the Nighthawks claim the win. 1-0 here in Dahlonega. We will wrap it up right after these messages on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
joyride beads. I hear if you run long enough, you get something called a runner's high, which sounds like something I'd really enjoy. Let's do this. Okay, so far so good. Mama Lake? What? Still no high though. Hi. Hey. Oh my God, there it was. My first runner's high. Well, better quit while I'm ahead. God, I'm good.
Goodbye, LA, until another time. When can we call it love? Think we crossed the line.
Shop, play, and stay in Dahlonega, the heart of the North Georgia mountains.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools, for nearly 500,000 student athletes, college sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
Nighthawks win 1-0 over Queens on the series opener here on a Friday afternoon, where it was a pitcher's duel. Cade Heil goes the distance, his 9th complete game of his career, to claim the win. And what a pitching performance it was for him, Isaac. 94 pitches, didn't have the strikeout numbers that his counterpart did, but did everything nearly perfectly.
Yeah, exactly. He got the job done. That was the key there. Nothing flashy, nothing that'll just make you ooh and ah, but he came out there and he pitched 9 solid innings of great baseball and got the 1-0 shutout win for the Nighthawks.
Cade finishes 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, 4 hits given up, and his 3rd shutout of his career here tonight. Nick Charleston with the tough luck loss, and when I say tough luck indeed. Gave up the home run, 7 1/3, struck out 10, did not walk a batter, got out of some huge jams early on, but ultimately Cruz Taylor having himself a day, going 3 for 4 against him.
Right. I was getting tired of watching Nick Charleston pitch because he was just so lights out. But Cruz Taylor showed up to play against him, 3 for 4, one of the only players on the team really that could get a hit off of him. And, man, did he do it in a big way with that Oppo taco to seal the deal in the 8th.
It went off the left field retaining wall, and that was the only blemish on the day for either of these two pitchers. We'll meet again tomorrow as the Nighthawk Sports Network back live for the second game of the series between the 19th-ranked Nighthawks and Queens at 1 p.m. Pre-game coverage to start just before the top of the hour right back here in Dahlonega. For the entire NSN crew and Isaac Thomas, I'm Walker McCrary signing off. North Georgia winners, they take it 1-0, and we'll see you tomorrow afternoon here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.